Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Unity on the River's Sunday morning virtual service for May 24th. I am Rev Ogun Holder, and I am so glad that you are joining us today. We've got a great service. As you can see, we've got Brian and Keith, the boys in the shed. We've got Megan Lynn, and special music guest today, El Gallo, who you will hear from later. So let us take a moment, however, to simply center in prayer. So I invite you to take a deep breath. And if it helps with the centering, place a hand or both hands over the heart space and truly breathe and feel into that centered self. In unity, our prayer is an affirmation of the truth of who we are. So in this moment, wherever you are, however you are, no matter what you are feeling or experiencing in the world, know the truth. We are the embodiment of the divine. We are the expression of all that is. Each and every one of us is God made visible. We are love. We are life. We are the abundance of all that is. And in the midst of this disruption to our life experience, in the midst of a time of uncertainty and unknowing, we affirm that because we are divine, all is well. Because we are divine, this is exactly as it needs to be. And we have all within us that we need and that we seek to be at peace, now and always. So affirm with me wherever you are. I am love. I am peace. And all is well. And so it is, and so we let it be. They say those who sing pray twice. So we're going to do a lot of praying in the next few minutes. And I'm so thrilled, as always, to have our music director, Meg Rain.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, dear ones. And we remember on this Memorial Day weekend that we are the peace we seek. So we hold that war is no more. And so we'll sing a song. This is my prayer. This is my song, O God, of all the nations. A song of peace for lands afar and mine. This is my home, the country where my heart is. Here are my hopes, my dreams, my holy shrine. But other lands in other hearts are beating with hopes and dreams as true and high as mine. My country's skies are bluer than the ocean, and sunlight beams on clover leaf and pine. But other lands have sunlight too, and clover, and skies are everywhere as blue as mine. This is my song, oh God of all the nations.
Good morning, everyone. We're choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road to heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing heaven today. One more. I'm choosing heaven today. Choosing heaven today. I am walking the road to heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing heaven today. Joy. Now I choose joy. I'm choosing joy today. I'm choosing joy today. I am walking the road to joy right now, singing, I'm choosing joy today. One more. I'm choosing joy today. I'm choosing joy today. I am walking the road to joy right now, singing, I'm choosing joy today. How about love? Choosing love today. Choosing love today. I am walking the road to love right now, singing, choosing love today. Choosing love today. Choosing love today. I am walking the road to love right now, singing, choosing love today. Take it away, Keith. Go heaven, choosing heaven today. Choosing heaven today. I am walking the road to heaven right now, singing, choosing heaven today. Choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road to heaven right now, singing, choosing heaven today.
Yay, heaven! All right. Brand new song. Wake up to the one. Brand new. Thank you, Lynn, for joining me. Wake up to the one. Wake up to the one. Wake up to the one love that makes us. Wake up to the one. Wake up to the one. Wake up to the one love that makes us. Only one I know. Only one I know. Make the choice to grow. Make the choice to grow. Open up and show. We are God's Spirit. We are God as human. We are God's Spirit. God's Spirit. God's Spirit. Wake up to the one. Wake up to the one. Wake up to the one love that leads us to. Wake up to the one. Wake up to the one. Wake up to the one love that leads us. Only one I know. Only one I know. Make the choice to grow. Make the choice to grow. Open up and show. We are God's Spirit. We are God as human. We are God's Spirit. God's Spirit. God's Spirit.
Nicely done. I love that song. Wake up.
Wake
And as we wake up to the realization that, yes, we are God's spirit, how we wake up on that level can only come through spending time within, turning within into the silence through meditation and allowing ourselves to connect with the depths of who we truly are. So we're going to do some meditating right now. So I invite you to get into a comfortable seating position or lying position wherever you are. And to help take us in, I'm thrilled to have with us El Gallo to sing You Say.
We're in a day, we're in a time, we're in a world that's lost its mind. Where is our soul? Where is our heart? We each need to pray to find our way. There is a way out of the dark. Be the light, be the light. Let the flame that burns inside of you change somebody's life. Be the light, be the light. You may be the only candle in the night, but you be the light. When you are loved, when you are whole, someone will see and they will believe. Like a fire so strong, they will catch on. Be the light, be the light. Let the flame that burns inside of you change somebody's life. Be the light, be the light. You may be the only candle in the night, but you be the light. Shine, shine, show the way. Open your heart, don't be afraid. Be the light, be the light. Let the flame that burns inside of you change somebody's life. Be the light, be the light. You may be the only candle in the night, so you be the light. Be the light.
So let us take that energy of knowing that we are the light and breathe into that. If you have not done so yet, I invite you to gently close the eyes And simply bring your awareness to the body and to the breath. Simply breathe. Feel the flow of air in and out. Become fully present to this moment. Breathe without effort. Rest in this moment without effort. Allow the breath to pull your awareness deeper, deeper to the heart center of your being. The symbolic core from which all love and all light emanate. The light you wish to see in the world begins with you. Your divine nature is the spark that ignites the flame of transformation. Breathe air into those flames. The flames of transformation that bring both light and purification to you, to those around you, to the world. Silently affirm, I am the light of the world. I am the light of the world. And if that idea seems too big, too much, notice the tension in your body. And simply breathe into that tension. This is less about believing and simply affirming an unchangeable truth. Do not resist the truth. Simply let it be. So for a few moments in the silence, continue to affirm, I am the light of the world. I am the light of the world. In affirming, accepting, believing this truth for ourselves, we see it in and for others. And as we continue to evolve, transform, raise our consciousness, our lights shine brighter, illuminating every dark corner of our minds, of every place on the planet. Allow yourselves to be the light. Be the light. And in so doing, we bring the presence of God to the world. In so doing, the presence of God is made known. Surely the presence of God is here.
Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and God's grace. There's a holy hush around us. I see glory on each face. Surely presence of the Lord is in this place. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and God's grace. There's a holy hush around us. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place.
Thank you, Meg. Thank you, Lynn. And also thank you, Ellie, for that beautiful song to take us into meditation. So today we continue our series of When Things Fall Apart, Heart Advice for Difficult Times by Pema Chodron. I hope you had the opportunity to see part 1 of the series last week. If not, it is up on our YouTube channel and you can go check it out. Many people have said since last week, it's been the perfect book for the times we're in. There were folks who, like me, had the book on their shelf and hadn't read it yet. Others who had read it when it first came out in the late 90s and are revisiting it. It's really an invitation for us to realize that this is the perfect time and context for deep transformational work. And that's often hard to realize when our lives are disrupted this way, because there's a lot of fears that get triggered, first of all, and then there's the thought of, well, you know, this is only temporary. When we can we get back to when everything felt safe and predictable and normal, quote unquote. But what the book advises us, Pema Chodron, her teachings advise us, as I shared last week, is that the only approach to suffering of lasting benefit, she says, is moving towards the painful situations, not trying to figure out how we can create a salve to ease them, or you know, grit our teeth and bear down and suffer until we can return to whatever context we had before that made us feel safe. In fact, she went on to say that it is in the midst of chaos that we discover the truth and love that are indestructible. It is through times like these that we discover truly what we are made of, or at the very least, what we can create from what we are made of. And last week I mentioned that part of the realization or making peace with these fears is to realize that fear is a natural reaction to moving closer to the truth. Because usually when we are afraid and we get triggered, it's because we think our safety net is going to be pulled out from under us, or maybe it is being pulled out from under us. But the opportunity then is to, and again, reading from When Things Fall Apart, is to get to know fear and become familiar with fear, looking right in the eye, not as a way to solve problems, but as a complete undoing of seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, and thinking. And the truth is that when we really begin to do this, we're going to continually be humbled. And when we speak of humility, what we're speaking about is stripping away all the arrogance of the ego to the pure self of who we are. So we have to become familiar with fear. We have to befriend fear. And this sort of paints ego in the negative light. And I always remind people, the ego is doing exactly what it's designed to do, to protect us. Our job, our work, our opportunity is to reteach the ego. We have nothing to be protected from. And part of that realization is about the paradigm through which we view life and ourselves. See, our paradigm determines our perception. Let me say that again. Our paradigm determines our perception. How we see things determines how we experience things. This may not be new news to some of you. This may be a mind blown moment for some of you, how we see things or how we choose a paradigm through which we see or view or are in relationship with ourselves in the world determines how we experience it. So for a lot of us, sometimes we have this idea that Earth is a school. I hear this a lot. We're on Earth school, and our job is we're going to learn lessons. We're going to learn lessons about life, about ourselves, about spirit. So that's why we're here on Earth school, to learn lessons. Here's where I have a little bit of issue with that is, and this is from When Things Fall Apart, and I love this. She says, we think the point is to pass the test to overcome the problem. But the truth is that things don't really get solved. So yes, there is this idea of we learn more about ourselves and more about the truth and divinity of who we are. And if that's how you understand the Earth School term, go for it. But some of us approach this Earth School idea of, did we pass? Did we learn the lesson we were supposed to learn? Did we succeed in that way? And then it becomes this sort of pass-fail paradigm. But this is what she says: things don't really get solved. They come together, they fall apart. Then they come together again, and then they fall apart again. This is just how the flow of life is. If you think about your life, that's what always happened. Things came together, they fell apart, they came together, they fell apart. And what she says is the healing, and you guys know what I think about that word, healing, about being at peace with. That's all healing is, coming to a total place of peace with what is. The healing comes from letting there be room for all this falling apart and coming together to happen. We've got to make the room in here, in here, in here, for the falling apart and the coming together to happen. This is the part that challenges us. Letting there be room for not knowing is the most important thing of all. Letting there be room for not knowing is the most important thing of all. And you all know for yourselves how much you love to not know. Yeah. How did that feel, right? Not knowing. We want to know. We always want to know. We want to know when this coronavirus is going to be over. We want to know when we're going to find a vaccine. We want to know when the church is going to reopen, because apparently now in Massachusetts, we can reopen churches. I got lots of thoughts about that, but that's a whole other talk for another time. We want to know. We want to know. Letting there be room for not knowing is the most important thing of all. A lot of reason we resist the not knowing is because it's scary again. But there's a teaching, a saying in the martial arts practice of Aikido. It says, whoever has the mind to fight has broken their connection with the universe. And I'm going to replace the word fight with resist. Whoever has the mind to resist has broken their connection with the universe. And think about that. When we resist the not knowing, we're trying to disconnect from that universal truth, which I hope is your paradigm, which is that this is a friendly place. The universe is a friendly place. And all that is happening now is exactly what needs to happen right now, and it is perfect. Whoever has the mind to resist has broken their connection with the universe. One of my other favorite Buddhist teachers, Tara Brach, says this when it comes to healing and our resistance to being in the unknown. And she says, ask yourselves this question: what are you unwilling to feel? I remember hearing her say this some time ago, and it was like, I was listening to a podcast of hers. She does her Dharma talks and puts them up on podcasts on her website. And when I heard this, I rewound it like 50 times. What are you unwilling to feel? What was I unwilling to feel? And this is the truth. When fear comes up, there is something that we are unwilling to feel. We don't want to go there, and we push back because we don't know what we're going to find, or we do know what we're going to find, and we don't know where it's going to take us when we find it. But we've got to leave room for the falling apart and the coming together and the falling apart and the coming together, and realize that that's perfect. But we suffer when we think it's got to go a certain way. You know, the first noble truth of Buddhism, dukkha, is that there's suffering. And sometimes we also push back against that, because we're like, you know, no, suffering's optional. We don't have to suffer. But the suffering that they speak of is this attachment to believing things have to be a certain way so that we can feel safe and comfortable. And the truth is, we only really discover that we don't need that when the rug's pulled out from under us. And we realize, oh, look, we're okay. It's been interesting in our spiritual community and many others for the last 2 months, when we have been forced to not meet together the way we usually do. A lot of fears were triggered. And I don't know if you realize this, but we did the very thing that most churches, even ourselves, didn't want to do, didn't think we could do, and couldn't be successful or thrive in. We moved our entire worship experience online. Before, it was only a little bit online. We did a live service, people came, we recorded, we live streamed, you know, but now the whole thing's there. The whole thing's there. And step aside from your preference of, you know, I would rather meet in our sanctuary. Ask yourselves, over the last 2 months, did you realize that you learned how to do church in a new way? It may not be your preferred way, but let's go back again to that place of not knowing, that place of unattachment, that place of realizing that this wasn't a problem to be solved. This was a paradigm shift to take on, because our world is never going to be the same again. And there is no going back, regardless of whether we meet in our building again, or if we have to do online services for a lot longer. There's no going back. There's only moving forward into a new experience. Pema Chodron reminds us that when we relax into the essential groundlessness of our situation, groundlessness as in we don't know where the bottom is, we don't know what the answer is. When we relax into that, into the knowing that there is no ground and that we're still in the midst of chaos, again, this is when we discover the truth of who we are as loving beings and adaptable beings and indestructible beings. So what is the paradigm shift that we need to take on, that we can really hold on to during this time and beyond? You may be familiar with it. It's called Maitri, or if you're not, love and kindness. Love and kindness is this idea that we create an unconditional friendship with ourselves and the world. If we create an unconditional friendship, if we see everything that is happening now as an opportunity for still connection, still to be loving, still to be kind, and to befriend our fears and those deepest part of ourselves that don't want to lose what we had before, that's healing. Are you in a loving kindness relationship with what you don't want to lose? With the thoughts of what you don't want to lose, with the fears that are triggered about what you don't want to lose? This weekend, it's Memorial Day weekend, and we honor those who gave that ultimate sacrifice for our country over the years of wars and struggles. It's a time where, because we honor loss, grief is triggered for many of us. For some of us, it's been personal. We've lost parents or siblings or spouses or children to wars, and to whether they were wars that were justified and needed or senseless wars. However we felt about it, for some of us, this is a personal time. For some of us, the grief is around, again, this coronavirus experience of losing the way we used to connect with each other and connect with the world. We've been grieving for the last 2 months, in case you haven't realized. But we don't have to suffer really from this. One of the things that she says in the book is disappointment and embarrassment and grief. All these are places where we can't feel good, and they are a sort of death. And rather than realize that it takes death for there to be birth, we struggle against the feelings, and we push back, and we don't want to feel them or regret feeling them. But this is the cycle of creation. Death, birth, things falling apart, things coming together, things falling apart, things coming together. And we don't know the timing, we don't know the rhythm, we don't know the when, we don't know the how. And that's okay. We don't need to know. We just need to accept. Accept and examine ourselves through self-awareness, so that when the fears arise, when the feelings arise, when the tension in the body arises, to breathe into it and realize it's an invitation for healing, an invitation to live the wholeness that we are. And to know that as we move forward, it's okay to not know how it looks. We just keep loving. So I'm going to invite us now into a short love and kindness meditation. And first we start with ourselves. For some of us, this might be the easy one. For some, this might be the difficult one. Regardless, I invite you to gently close the eyes, place hand on the heart, center in for a few moments, and repeat after me. May I be happy. May I be safe. May I be peaceful, healthy, and at ease. May I give and receive appreciation today. May I be happy. May I be safe. May I be peaceful, healthy, and at ease. May I give and receive appreciation today. Take a deep breath. And now bring to mind a loved one, perhaps someone for whom you are holding a concern, a worry, perhaps someone in your life, someone who's passed on, someone you're estranged from, just a loved one. Bring them to mind. Breathe. And repeat after me. May you be happy. May you be safe. May you be peaceful, healthy, and at ease. May you give and receive appreciation today. May you be happy. May you be safe. May you be peaceful, healthy, and at ease. May you give and receive appreciation today. And now finally, Bring to mind someone or a situation for when you think of them, the body tenses. Perhaps you judge them as not a being of light. Perhaps you unconsciously hold them as the other. Someone who you perceive may have wounded you. And simply breathe into any tension in the body that may have arisen. Breathe the body a little bit back into a relaxed state. And as you picture them, repeat after me. May you be happy. May you be safe. May you be peaceful, healthy, and at ease. May you give and receive appreciation today. May you be happy. May you be safe. May you be peaceful, healthy, and at ease. May you give and receive appreciation today. Take another deep breath and gently open the eyes. It is not easy to live from a place of love and kindness towards all beings, including ourselves, at all times. But you know that old joke, how do you get to Carnegie Hall? Practice, practice, practice. So I invite you, and you can change these words around however fits best for you, but I invite you moving forward today, every time you sit to meditate, every time if you're out driving, you stop at a traffic light, every time you go for a walk out in nature, spend a few moments in this love and kindness energy. For yourself, happy, safe, peaceful, and healthy. For your loved ones, happy, safe, peaceful, healthy. For those for whom it might be a little bit challenging, happy, safe, peaceful, and healthy. Because if we want a happy, safe, peaceful, and healthy world, it has to include everyone. Namaste, and thank you for listening. I think I do announcements now. I think that's what happens now. I lost my place in the script. Oh my goodness. Thank you always for tuning in. Just a couple quick announcements. The Pettingill House, remember we took up, we had invited you to bring in some items for them a few weeks ago. We're doing another round of collections starting today. So Sunday afternoon, 4 to 6 p.m. you can drive by the church. It will be set up so that you can drop off and we can maintain our social distancing. Also Tuesday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. in the morning, and then Wednesday evening from 5 to 7 p.m. So those are 3 drop-off times. All the information is on our website. Couple classes coming up you can take with me through Unity of Gaithersburg SEE Week. I'm going to be teaching Metaphysics 3, Wisdom of the Enneagram. Go to our classes page on our website. Join us for Zoom hospitality at 11 a.m. And I will be there, and the board of trustee board members will be there to answer any questions you might have. If you haven't seen the notice in our newsletter or on our website about reopening, we are not going to be reopening right away. Even though that's what's happening in the state of Massachusetts, there are a lot of mandatory health protocols that need to be put in place that will take some time. And even after that, we still are going to adopt a wait and see attitude, because in case you haven't seen in the news, there have been churches that reopened in states weeks ago, and many people became sick with coronavirus. And in some cases, there were even some deaths. In one case, it was one of the ministers. And I love y'all, but that's not what I signed up for. Blessings. So we're going to take a very slow, cautious approach, keeping the health and safety of all of you as a priority. So if you have more questions around that, you can join us for hospitality. I'll be there to answer that. And special thanks to our guest singer, El Gallo. And go back to Gallo View here so everyone can see. Thank you, El. It was an extreme pleasure to have you. El is a life coach and spiritual teacher as well, so you can check her out at her website, El Gallo. That's ELLEGALLO.com for more information around what she does, and if you want to connect with her. And as always, thank you so much for your donations and your contributions and your continual support of Unity on the River. Head over to unityontheriver.org/donate to make a donation, or text give to 833-701-4337 if you want to use like Apple Pay or Google Pay from your phone to continually keep investing in our spiritual community. As I remind you every week, we are not sure how much longer we are going to have to do service this way. And because we're doing service this way, it does not mean that it is a free experience for us. We still have all some of the expenses that we used to have when we were meeting in the space. Those of you know, you still have rent to pay, you still got your mortgages to pay, you still got your bills to pay. So do we. So we continually appreciate your support of our community. I think that's it for announcements. And now who am I turning it over? I'm turning it over to the boys in the shed, Brian and Keith.
Yeehaw! The boys in the shed.
Takes to the river.
We're shitty characters.
I know a place where we can go to lay the troubles down in your soul. I know a place where mercy flows, take the stains, make you whiter than snow. Like a tide, it is rising up deep inside a current that moves and makes it come alive. Living water brings the dead to life. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We're going down to the river, down to the river, down to the river to pray. Hey, hey, let's get washed by the water, washed by the water, and rise up in amazing grace. Going down, down, down to the river, you will leave change. Let's go down, down, down to the river, never the same. Take it, Keith. I seen him move in my own life, took me from dusty roads into paradise. All of my dirt, all of my shame, drowned in the streams that made me born again. Like a tide, it is rising up deep inside a current that moves and makes it come alive. Living water brings the dead to life. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We're going down to the river, down to the river, down to the river to pray. Hey, hey, let's get washed by the water, washed by the water, rise up in amazing grace. We're going down to the river, down to the river, down to the river to pray. Hey, hey, let's get washed by the water, washed by
Yeah, thank you guys. And when we go down to the river and we are washed and we are changed, we know that all is well and there is peace on earth. Let there be peace on earth.
Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me, let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me.
And let us affirm together, the light of God surrounds us.
We are the light of God.
The love of God enfolds us.
We are the love of God.
The power of God protects us.
We are the power
of God.
And the presence of God watches over us.
We are the presence of God.
Together, wherever we are,
all
is
God is
well.
richly
And we
blessed.
are richly blessed.
Richly blessed.
blessed.
Join us again, and we'll see some of you in our hospitality service. Enjoy the rest of your
Love you all.
Thanks,
Namaste.